Hi everyone, it's Richard Lewis here again with another video. And can you say Corralho? I hope you can, because we're going to be talking about the Brazilian Counterstrike scene today and what is happening with their coaches. Because we all know there's this situation going on right now where we know a bunch of coaches have been using a bug that's been in the game for about 2016. Everyone seems to have a scene that has got coaches in it that has been aware of this bug and been using this bug. For those that haven't seen the news, go check out my earlier videos. I've been covering it extensively. But essentially what happens is you load into the game in a way that gives you a positional advantage where you're kind of in the skybox and you can see where everyone is as a coach and relay this information to your players, perhaps winning you a crucial round or several rounds because you know where everyone is in like afterplant positions or where they're hiding, where they're rotating to. And it's really took the scene by storm. But one scene in particular is going to be devastated, and it is the Brazilian scene. We have already had Dead from MIBR banned from 2 tournaments, and as a result of his actions, Valve have took away all of MIBR's regional major ranking points, leaving them at flat 0 and with no chance qualifying for the major if it were happening, which of course it isn't. But so I don't know what the punishment is. I guess we'll have to wait and see. More news will probably come out about Dead now that he's essentially been found guilty, although with MIBR they might keep him around. But it wasn't just MIBR. You had Guerri from Furia. So these are the 2 top teams in Brazil. Both of the coaches have been implicated. Guerri said he didn't take advantage, even though the bug happened to him in this one game in ECS. So it was a while back. But he said he got up and left the room and alt-tabbed, so he couldn't get an advantage. But we don't know if that's accurate, and we don't know what the ESIC findings are going to bring about. Maybe he still gets punished. Maybe it's a lesser punishment because of those circumstances. But what also happened is, man, every coach, it seems, in Brazil has been implicated in this. I'm going to start by bringing your attention to Bruno Ono. Bruno Ono is the coach with Pain Gaming. He put out a statement basically admitting to having used the bug. And Pain Gaming, they're a very well-established esports organization, very well-known globally and right up there if you follow South American esports. Now, I won't read you the full thing. I will read you the translated twitlonger he put out. Basically said that this bug had happened to him a lot, and he had been complaining about it with admins and letting them know. And this goes right back to 2019 when he first noticed it. He said he doesn't have the VOD to be able to prove his innocence like Guerri attempted to, but he points to having had a very clean career since 2002, that there's never been any issues, he's never been a cheat, and that he went to the admins and reported that this happened and apologized. And he says, now you might see a video of me using the bug, but understand that this has already been dealt with. I'd already brought this up. And he says that I believe that many will be disappointed with my attitude, and I will respect that, but I will not be able to prove my innocence because it is my word against the demo. So he comes out, right? Well, that's Pain Gaming. Well, there was a thread that was going around by a user called Jessica Kerzia, and you can see here, she went through, much like some other people have done in other scenes, and highlighted demos of the bugs using it. And this pretty much, like every vaguely competitive team in Brazil has had a coach that has used it in some capacity. This is the Agosto League, and this is the coach from Paqueta Gaming, coach called LRZ, I believe. Let me just double check that. Lorenzo LRZZ, correct, yes. Paqueta Gaming, just incidentally, is an esports club of the footballer Lucas Paqueta from AC Milan. Well, there you can see in the footage, as is being shown currently in that Twitter video there, he was able to use the bug in that game versus Rensga Esports. Then we go to this other competition. This is from PRD. Now, you'll have heard of PRD if you followed the scene even a fraction of the length of time that I have. That's the Red Canids coach. And he's actually been suspended. They made a statement about it, Red Canids, basically saying, yeah, he admitted to using the bug in a match and didn't pass any of the information on. So as a result of that, they've taken the decision to suspend him. You can see there was a video of him using that there. Then you go here, we have Rix from Detona Gaming, another big Brazilian org. This is another video here, again, happening on Inferno against Bulldozer Esports, and it's a pistol round, so obviously hugely important. That is also been, the organization are aware. So far, no action has been taken against Rix. We don't know whether that's going to be the case or not, whether that's going to happen. So that's another big Brazilian organization with problems. And then finally, you can see W7M Gaming also versus Bulldozer, also on Inferno, also in a vitally important pistol round. And that coach is called Poe, I believe, is how you pronounce it. But apologies if I butchered it. So far, no action taken for W7M. No action taken against Bruno in Pain. No action taken against Detona. So you can see already, this is insane. This is like an entire scene, essentially, has had all of their top tier coaches implicated in using these cheats. And we don't know what's going to happen in a broader context once the ESIC investigation drops, or what's going to happen from the organizations that are running these leagues, or indeed what Valve are going to do. As I alluded to earlier, and I'm going to do a separate video on this topic, which you'll be able to see over at Deserto. By the time this video's out, it should have been announced that I'm editor at large over there. The reality is that there is a big chance now that Valve, having seen this being so widespread, just decides, well, fuck it, actually. We're going to put our foot down and say no coaches, because this is now starting to have huge implications on competitive integrity. I mean, not just in terms of it's subverting the results of the games, but then by extension, it subverts qualifiers for LANs, it subverts betting, and then people might want to get the law involved. It's a big headache, and it's rapidly approaching the size of headache Valve cares about, like the skins gambling issue. I think we're there, and there's a very good chance that when you start looking at how widespread and prevalent this is, in certain scenes more so than others, they might just decide this is a headache we can do without, and we're not going to give licenses to use our game to run tournaments for it if you are going to allow coaches. That's a very real possibility that is on the table right now. I have that from authoritative sources, that they may even decide to make it a blanket thing that they implement in leagues, which traditionally Valve wouldn't do that. They would only do what is their domain. But it would be hard to argue against it now, even though I've got lots of friends who are coaches. Incredibly, like, this is an entire country's Counterstrike coaches, essentially. Every big name, with the exception of Peacemaker, who obviously isn't in the Brazilian scene currently, is coaching abroad. He's the only person, like, out of all of the big name coaches that so far hasn't been implicated in this from Brazil. And he's been very vocal about it, and rightly so. What an absolute fucking mess. So I'm going to keep bringing you updates on this story, but I really was amazed to see how widespread it was in Brazil. The fact that so many of, the scene is going to be absolutely decimated by this. They are going to lose an entire generation of coaches. And that's going to really set back the Brazilian Counter-Strike scene, because a lot of these guys are very experienced, very tenured, former players that do enhance the teams that they're associated with. but they've enhanced it in an illegal fashion here, and I think they're going to pay a pretty hefty price for it. We'll have to wait and see. As always, I'll keep you up to date. You can throw a like and a comment and all that down there for the algorithm. It is appreciated. You can also follow me in all this crap that's coming up on the screen. I will start using Instagram again, probably, now that I have a real job again. I suppose I have to get active. But much love to you all. Thanks for following the channel. Do share this video, and I will see you on the next one. Take care.